Good evening and welcome to this Prior Lake City Council meeting of Monday, August 7th, 2023. If you would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, and it's wonderful to see so many of you in the council chambers this evening. The first item on our agenda is indeed that opportunity for those in our chambers to share with the City Council what may be on your mind. All topics are open with the preclusion of any items for which a hearing has either been scheduled or for which a hearing has taken place. So with that that exception, you would have up to 4 minutes to address us. In the event that you hit minute 3, I'll hold up a finger to say, hey, 1 minute remaining. If you would, please conclude your comments. So with that preamble, is there anybody that would like to come before us this evening? Anyone sign up? With that, let's go ahead and move along to the approval of the agenda, Council. We have an agenda before us. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So move, Burkhart.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Burkhart and a second by Councilmember Churchill to approve the agenda as submitted. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that motion carries. Bringing us to the meeting minutes for the July 17th, 2020 City Council meeting minutes. Council, are there any revisions, modifications to those meeting minutes? If none, I would entertain a motion to approve as submitted.
I move to approve the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Churchill to approve as submitted and a second by Councilmember Lake. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that motion carries, bringing us to the consent agenda this evening. And if I could, turn it over to City Manager Woodell to introduce the consent agenda as well as those items before us this evening.
Thank you, Mayor and councilors and members of the audience. So our consent agenda is for those items that are considered routine or non-controversial. They're all placed together on the consent agenda. So unless the mayor or a councilor asks for an item to be removed for separate consideration, they're all approved together under a single motion, second, and a vote. If an item were to get pulled for separate consideration tonight, it would be placed under item 10 on tonight's agenda. So we have the following items on consent this evening: approval of the claims listing, approval of the second quarter 2023 investment report, approval of the June 2023 treasurer's report, resolution approving a work order for professional engineering services for the 2023 to 2024 Stormwater Pond Maintenance Project, City Project 2023-18, resolution appointing an individual to serve on the City of Prior Lake Planning Commission, resolution approving a work order for professional engineering services for interim assistant city engineer, resolution authorizing the preparation of plans and specifications for the 2024-2025 pavement management project, City Project number 2024-01, resolution approving the execution of the MPCA grant contract for the hydrologic and hydraulic resiliency study, and approving a work order for consulting services to complete the grant-funded study. And finally, a resolution of support for Dakota County's application to the nationally significant multimodal freight and highway projects grant program for the reconstruction of the I-35 and Highway 50 interchange.
Thank you so much, Manager Woodell. Council, are there any items before us on the consent agenda this evening that you would ask be removed and undertaken under item 10? If none, I would entertain a motion to approve as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Braid and a second by Councilmember Churchill to approve the consent agenda as submitted. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion carries. Council, for those consent agenda items that we just approved, would you like to make comment on any of the above? Councilmember Churchill.
I would just like to thank Jason Cheddar. He is the new Planning Commission chair, newly appointed tonight, and he's been on the Planning Commission for quite some time, and he does a great job. So we're very happy to have him as part of as the new chair.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Churchill. I'd like to make comment on item 5I this evening. Council, this is a resolution that came by way of the City of Lakeville, and I had a nice exchange with Mayor Hellier from Lakeville, and of course they requested some state bonding support. This item that we just approved is a resolution supporting their pursuit of federal grant dollars for that intersection, not too far away from our County Road 21 and 35 exchange, but again, another example of working with our adjacent municipalities. With that, it brings us to item 6A, which is a presentation, an exciting item for us this evening. and that is a presentation honoring Prayer Lake new hire and police officer Griffin Norcia. And I believe we have Chief Duggan? And we look forward very much so for this presentation.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, and to our residents and citizens and the rest of our Prior Lake family that are here. Tonight is a fantastic opportunity for us and very exciting time that we don't get to experience a ton, although it seems like it's been frequently lately. It is an amazing time for us to add a member to our Prior Lake police family, and tonight that will be Officer Griffin Norcia. Now, as we speak quite often when we add officers here to the police department, this is a family, truly. When you speak to the members of Prior Lake Police, they use that word, that F word, family, quite a bit. And so as you see Officer Norcia standing here, you also see next to him Officer Matt Beeler. Matt is one of our FTOs, or our field training officers. And a legacy that we have begun over the last year or so is when officers come in to be sworn in, there is an FTO or a couple officers alongside them. The imagery that is and the importance of that officer that is beside them is this. Nothing police officers do in this city or in this country is by themselves. Everything we say and everything we do not only speaks for our organization, but for our profession around the country. There are roughly 800,000 police officers in this country. And so in this moment, while Officer Norcia is here to be sworn in by himself, you see Officer Beeler, one of his trainers, standing alongside him. Everything Officer Norcia does speaks for Officer Beeler and the rest of us, and vice versa. Also, equally importantly, this job is difficult. It's a phenomenal job and incredibly important, but the toll it can take not only physically but mentally on our first responders, and in this case our police officers, can be tremendous. And so it's important for Officer Norcia to know that at no point in time will he ever be alone as he serves. Right now, Officer Beeler stands alongside him, as does all of the Prior Lake family, our elected officials, our city officials, and our citizens. What you do will be trying at times and incredibly difficult at times, and also very rewarding at times. All of that will be something you can celebrate along with all of your partners. And we speak also in this agency of people first and mission always. We put people first, always guided by our mission. And some calls Officer Norcia has been on may have been as simple as reporting a theft from a vehicle. We are putting that person reporting that theft first. The mission is to provide them the very best service that we can, because in that moment, that might be the only and first time they've ever dealt with a police officer. And at times, the people we put first may be in crisis, persons suffering mental health or some other tragic situation. And so our mission, again, is to provide the very best service we can, always guiding by serving our people best. So in this case, we're here to celebrate Officer Norcia, who's completed our field training and is now out on his own. I'm quite sure his first day was exciting, as many of us remember. So Officer Norcia, what I'll have you do is I'll have you face the audience here. And in just a second here, I'm going to read you the oath of office. And so what I'll do is I'll have you raise your right hand, and I'll have you repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Minnesota, and the ordinances of the City of Prior Lake, and that I will faithfully perform and discharge the duties of police officer. I will never betray my shield, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. So help me God. This will be shield number 64 with the Prior Lake Police Department, and Officer Norcia, whose name we pronounced very wrong for a number of months while he was here. When I ask our officers, tell us a little bit about themselves, generally I get exactly what I got from Griffin. That's about a half sentence. And Griffin speaks about being immediately from the area, just down the road in Lakeville, describing himself as outgoing, hardworking, and friendly, all of those qualities of which we have seen from him on the streets. We are incredibly proud to call him part of our Prior Lake family. He's always wanted to work in this area and is excited to work for Prior Lake. So let's congratulate shield number 64 with the Prior Lake Police Department. Pinning Griffin's shield on will be his mother, Beth, if she's here. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, I again just want to tell you how much we appreciate as an agency, as your police officers, the support that we receive from you, the challenges we receive from you to continually improve ourselves and our operations. To our citizens, this is your newest officer. This will happen at least once or twice more this year. We couldn't be more humbled and proud to be your police officers, to serve as you need us as we constantly pursue better. And we're very excited, Officer Norsha, to have you with us. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. And with that, I'd like to call meeting to a recess for a brief moment for photos. So the meeting will stand in recess at 7:11 p.m.
Please come on up if you want. Any photographs in front if you'd like. It's your time.
He seems like
It's nice
this
meeting
guy.
you. Night to unite. And his name stuck with me, Griffin.
Yeah, they call him Dart. That's his nickname for D'Artagnan, the Three Musketeers.
Oh,
He kind of looks like him a little bit.
I've never heard that before.
I usually never ask my nicknames because I don't want to know. His is
Chief is the pregnant lady.
she and three or four other officers are all due in October.
Jesus.
Each other.
Ugh,
Yeah.
wow. Well,
Yeah,
that'll
this
be
is her. This is her first. She was just married last year.
No.
Griffin, should we get officers? Officers want to come on up? For family, we're going to have cake and some refreshments across as soon as we're done here. Come on, guys.
lunchtime.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and you know, more.
I'd like to call the meeting back into order at 7:15 p.m. And council, that brings us to our council member liaison updates this evening, and I'd like to start. Councilmember Victor Lake. Mr. Lake, please lead us off.
Mayor, Council, on July 29th, I attended the mural dedication on the Nuvera building, and that's some impressive work by our students. It was awesome. August 1st, I took part in Night to Unite, and what a great community we have. August 2nd, I attended with all of you the joint board meeting with the county in regards to the annexation. August 4th, I attended the Scale Executive Committee meeting, and August 4th, I had my agenda review.
Thank you so much, Councilor Lake. Councilmember Churchill.
Thank you, Mayor. On the 19th, I attended July 19th, I attended the State of the City address, which our wonderful manager gave to the Chamber of Commerce members. On the 24th, the Planning Commission meeting was canceled. On the 2nd, I attended the joint board meeting. On the 4th, I had my agenda review, and this morning I had a mobility management meeting.
Thank you so much, Councilor Churchill. Councilmember Burkhart.
Mayor and members of the council, on July 29th, I attended the mural dedication at the Nuvera building. On August 1st, I attended the Night to Unite. I thank you to Officer Dunneman for chauffeuring my son Finn and I around to 5 neighborhoods. We had a very enjoyable evening with him. On August 2nd, I attended the joint meeting with the county, Spring Lake Township, and our Community Development Authority. And on August 4th, I have my agenda review. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Burkhart. Councilmember Braid.
Mayor, members of the council, on August 1st, I also attended Night to Unite. I'd like to say thank you to the city staff and all the neighborhoods that organized it. We truly live in a great community with, it's just filled with great people. So I want to say thank you to everyone. On August 2nd, attended the annexation meeting as well. And on August 4th, attended my agenda review.
Thank you so much, Councilor Braid. Rather than repeat many of the items that we all participated together, I'd like to actually make a call out that right now the Community Engagement Committee is accepting nominations for the Cora B. McQuestion Spirit of Prayer Lake Award. That award is significant. Of course, Cora McQuestion was the second woman mayor of a city in the state of Minnesota. And it exemplifies that individual in our community that gives so much. So please consider who that might be that has done so much in and or for the city of Prayer Lake and bring those nominations forward. With that, Manager Woodell.
Thank you, Mayor and Councilors. So I would just echo the comments this evening on Night to Unite. There is a lot of work and planning that goes into it. The police department in particular, Jen Basic, they put a lot of planning and effort into coordinating that evening, and then with the help of our fire department and staff, and we had the school district joining us this year, so it was just a great environment all around, and it was also a record for us this year. I think we had close to 40 neighborhoods that we visited this year compared to, I believe, about 28 neighborhoods last year, so it's growing every year, and it's a lot of fun. So we, as Councilmember Braid said, we do have a wonderful community, and we're very blessed.
Thank you, Manager Woodell. And with that, Council, I would entertain a motion.
I would move to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Churchill and a second by Councilmember Lake to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, and this meeting stands adjourned at 7:20 p.m. Chief, is there cake across the street? Right there.